Okay, I'm asking you guys a question. Is water wet? Yes, it's wet. Okay, my hypothesis is if I put a quarter completely underwater, then it will in fact be wet. My experiment. I'm going to drop this quarter underwater and explain that it is wet. It's wet, right? The inside of the quarter is dry. If the inside of the quarter was wet like a liquid and the outside was surrounded by water, then it would be water itself. It's wet. You put a solid in the liquid, it's wet. Appa,
What?
come explain to me why water isn't wet.
Because you cannot get wet in the water.
Yes, you can.
You cannot get wet in the water.
If I'm underwater, you're saying I'm not wet.
Water's not wet, Daven.
Why not?
Because if you put something in the water, you get it out, it's wet. But when it's inside the water, it's just underwater.
Dad, some part of it has to be wet. If there was nothing, then it'd be water itself.
No, you have to get it out of the water to be able to be wet. If you in the water, you in the water, not wet in the water.
Dad, you're wet. You're surrounded by wet. That doesn't mean every single part of you is wet. Then you'd be water itself.
No, you have to take it out of the water, and that way you'd be able to be wet, not inside the water. How can you get in the water in a pool and say, "Look at me, I'm in the water, I'm wet"? No, I mean,
You're surrounded by water, which is wet. Not every single part of me is wet. There's some parts of me that are still going to be dry. He was saying it was dry. What's the opposite of wet? It's dry. You're telling me that this quarter underwater is dry. No, it's wet. It is wet. This quarter is wet. If it was 100% wet, it'd be this. It'd be water itself. This liquid, this clear liquid water. Agua, H2O. It's wet. It's wet. So the result to this is it is wet. The inside of the quarter is dry, therefore it is wet. If the inside and the outside of the quarter were both wet by liquid, then it wouldn't be a solid. It would be 100% be a liquid, which is wet. The conclusion is it's wet. It's not dry. It has to be wet. What else would it be? It's wet. It's underwater. I'm done. Good night.